produce 100% result.
Yeah.
That becomes my objective. But
Good, good.
outcome will be 70%, which means
Okay.
I have set an objective, but the outcome is 70%. So I need to
Okay.
write some reasons why that 30% was delayed, why that 30% is not achieved.
Okay.
Again, it is one another form of goal setting.
Okay. Goal setting. So objective is goal setting.
Yeah.
Again, which one is the long term? Which one is the short term?
Objective and as far as academic, both are short term only. I don't know
Okay.
whether I'm right or wrong.
Is it short term? Any others may add the input with sir's answer? Yes, please. Come forward. The session may be a bit interactive, then it will be good enough. You may be aware all this terminology, right? Vision, mission, what is PO, PEO, what is CO, everything you know very well. So already this is a phase 3 of this outcome-based education program. So definitely you may become aware about all this information or this terminology, whether you attend through this program or already you have used this kind of terminology during framing of your curriculum, right? Or in the syllabi, you are all, majority of you already crossed over through your NBA accreditation process and all. So everywhere we will use this terminology of CO, PO, PEO and other things. Yeah, let me know, please, what is basically objective. I think Sarah has clearly mentioned that objective and outcome, what we have planned, what we have expected. So that is basically the goal which we are going to achieve or which we have set that to achieve. So that is basically objective, what we have attained after setting the objective, after through the COPO, that is basically outcome. So our students, we have set some of the goals, right? Therefrom the goals will be set through the vision and mission statement. So what is basically vision? So if you know these, all these are all interconnected. Vision, mission, program educational objective, program outcome, course outcome, CLO. So CLO we won't bother much. So PSO will be there nowadays. So PSO all are interrelated with each other. Each one is contributing to each other. So that is the basic idea. CO may contribute to program outcome. Program outcome may contribute to your program educational objective. This program educational objective will contribute to your mission. Mission may contribute to your vision. So vision is a long-term goal. We can able to say this is a long-term goal. We may set it for now. That is our Abdul Kalam, former president Abdul Kalam. He set the goal of 2020. So like that, we are, every institute or every organization may fit or may fix their goal, right? So then they are going to achieve, whether the goal is going to be achieved. So what are all the steps we have to take and towards to achieve the goal? So that is basically vision. So vision may be the long term. How it should be? Anyone can give you the idea how the vision should be looking like that? Who are all going to contribute this vision? So why I am going to tell, my focus is on PO, CO and POs only, particularly POs and COs. So the PO and the COs are the major contributors to achieve your vision. So what for this PO and CO, we should be very clear. What is basically outcome-based education? The outcome-based education, you should aware about these terminologies: vision, mission, PO, nowadays PSO and COs. These are all the terminologies should be required. So all these terminologies will be interlinked with each other. So if you define all these terminologies, then we can say it is very closer to outcome-based education. Whether we have really attained the outcome-based education or not, that is somewhat different. So we can't say after infusing all these things, program outcome, if you have written program outcome, if you have written the course outcome, if you have written the program educational objective and vision mission, You can't say you have attained or you have achieved the outcome-based education. That is not outcome-based education. Writing the COs and POs, writing the POs, or writing the vision and mission is not at all the outcome-based education. Then what is basically outcome-based education? Nowadays, we are talking of about the outcome-based education. Earlier, what it was? Anyone can say? Yes, please. How the vision? Yes, sir.
It was instructional objectives.
Instructional objectives. We use general objective and specific objectives and all in earlier days. We use the Bloom's taxonomy. So whether the Bloom's taxonomy is applicable in outcome-based education? What is basically Bloom's taxonomy? It starts from the level of lower level to the higher level. It starts from remembering,
analyzing, understanding, analyzing,
applying, then analyzing. So creating these kind of things will be 6 levels will be there in that objective. The same terminology, the same verb can be used in our
Sir, unmute your audio, sir. Unmute your audio.
Now, sir.
Yes, sir. Proceed.
Okay. Sorry,
okay,
sir. Sorry. Actually, I think someone has muted all. So based on that, mine also muted, I think. So.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Please let me know how the vision statement should be. How the vision statement should be. So what will be the role of this program outcomes, program educational objective, and what is basically CO? How the POs, COs, and PEOs will be decided? So anyone please feel free and share your thoughts. It is not necessary that your statements should be perfectly correct. So here this is a forum of sharing our knowledge. That's all. Here you should not feel that I am teaching, you are learning. We all together learning. That is basically a learning principle. Knowledge sharing is the objective of this kind of faculty development program. So I am always insisting this. Sometimes I may be wrong, sometimes you may be getting corrected. So all these things should be there, no? Yeah, tell me. So anyone can come forward and let me know what will be the relationship with this, all the COs, POs, PEOs, vision, mission statements. Yeah, please. Who will decide the vision? At least you tell me. One of my friend told that vision is a long-term goal. It is correct. It has to be attained. It has to be attained. The goal is framed by whom? The goal will be framed by the constituencies. Who are all the constituencies again? Anyone can say? The chairperson of that particular institute or organization, then the clientele system, the users, they are all the constituencies. Who are all the constituencies then if it is the educational institution or organization? Yes, please.
Management.
Yeah, management is nothing but the chairperson and the follower. Yes, then
The employees.
particularly the HODs, principals, all those fellows are contributing. Beyond that, the people who are residing in the location, they are also going to contribute. The people who are residing in that location, the alumni students, if any of the alumni students of that particular institute, or it is going to be framed, or the institute is going to be instituted newly, then the surrounding students who studied a nearby institution, what are their expectation? Then who are all? The policy makers of that surrounding or the environment, like politicians, can also contribute in framing the vision. So primary vision will be state, or the primary vision or the goal of that institute will be defined. The objective of that institute will be defined by the chairperson. What for he is going to institute, what for he is going to construct that institute, what is in his mind, how it is going to be achieved. So that will be defined by the vision statement. So in the vision statement, it should be very clearly defined what will be the goal of that institute. So you should not give it. Nowadays, you can see the vision statement of that particular organization, particularly educational institutions. Nowadays, we can able to see all they are combining all the terminologies. My student may place in the research, or my student may be competent in the globally. My students may be the entrepreneurship. My student may be the employable. All these terminologies put together, they have combined and they have made it as a vision statement. Normally, the vision statement should be the more striking statement. So, who are all knowing the vision statement of your institute? Who are all knowing the vision statement? Yes, sir.
It is mandatory for all the institutes which has a mission and mission to know their mission statements.
Who are all, anyone can say? So specifically, the faculty may know, the student may aware, the management may know. Then who are all? I am always used to take the course from learning from the yesterday Professor Dr. Pujana Sambandan, PG Sambandan. He is the pioneer professor in OBE. I learned the OBE principle from him. The slides which I am sharing also from his slide only actually. So that OBE actually that vision statement should be aware to the person who is cleaning the institute. The nook and corner of the institute, who are all there in that particular institute or organization, all should aware about the vision of that statement, vision of that particular institute. The person who is working in the canteen should aware about the vision of that statement, of that particular institute or organization. Such a striking and important statement of that institute, that vision, nature of that vision, we used to say that is shared vision. Nowadays, we are talking of about credit transfer and all. National education policy is talking of about the modular programming or credit transfer. These kind of inputs are discussed nowadays in this education policy of our nation. What is basically shared vision? So all these things will be linked with this program objective, program educational objective, program outcome and course outcome. You should be very thorough about that vision statement and the nature of the vision. Then only we can able to understand what for the program outcomes and what will be the role of the course outcomes. That is what I am giving more emphasis on this vision statement. What is basically shared vision? Anyone can aware about the shared vision? So the vision can be shared by the many number of institutes. For example, the similar kind of vision may be available in your US or UK. The student who opted the program under your institute or under your organization, if he wanted to transfer his course or program to the particular institute which is sharing your vision, which might be there in your US or UK, he can continue his course or program in that particular institute also if the vision of both the institutes are same. That is important. Nowadays, you can see how the vision statement is framed. We are just using the attractive terminology here and there, but we didn't think of about how the vision of that institute. Professor TGS always used to say in his example, one of the chairperson who initiated or who instituted the institution at tribal place, his focus is on quality production of quality production of the tribal products. So that is the objective of that is in his mind or her mind who initiated or instituted the institution in that tribal location, where that particular people who are residing, the under poverty people who are all unaware about this kind of technology. So for them, they have instituted some technology or skill oriented program. That is the vision of that institute. They have to manufacture the products in the high quality, in the export level quality product has to be manufactured through that institute. That alone a vision of that particular institute. So that level of the export quality, the products which we are taking from the forest, using that the products like broomsticks and other things may be prepared, and that might be exported to the African countries or some other countries where the needs of those kind of products. So that is the objective, that is the vision of that particular institute. So like that, the vision should be very narrow down. Actually, you should be make it as feasible and used to the environment or the people who are residing. So that is basically the nature of the vision. The shared vision in that sense, the vision, if the vision of that particular institute or organization is similar to some other institution in the globe, then the students can be exchanged between those two institutions. So that is the nature of the shared vision. There only the concept of the credit transfer policy is coming. So you should not club all the terminologies together in the vision. That is not advisable. Normally we used to say the advisable form of the vision statement is that feasible solution that you have to mention. So if you have given all these things, so then what for this PEO, program educational objectives are coming into picture. So what is mission statement? What will be the role of the mission statement? What are all the steps required to achieve the vision? The vision we have framed through the constituencies. Then what are all the steps required to achieve certain vision? That is important. So how will you achieve that vision? So the step 1, step 2, step 3. So you have framed like I am going to organize the FDP. What are all the steps you will take to successfully conduct that vision? I'm just giving you a small vision. I'm just taking. This is the faculty development. First, you have to identify the respective resource persons. Then you have to identify the number of participants. Before all these things, which is the suitable period the participants will attain. What will be the financial requirement? All these things we are mentioning. No, how you are going to attain that vision. So that can be, that steps can be given in the mission statement. So if you have put in your vision stating that I am going to make my students are globally purchasable. So globally acceptable students I wanted to create. Or entrepreneurship. So how you are making your students are entrepreneur? How you are going to make your students are globally competent? So that steps you have to very clearly define. Through which, how you are going to make your products are in the good quality, that you have to define it in the mission statement. Then what is program, what is course here? Anyone can say what is basically program, what is course? The terminology program and course in the outcome based education, anyone can say? Yeah, please. Anyone can say what is basically program and what is basically course?
Let us say BTech degree, it is a program.
Excellent, sir.
And
Excellent.
what are the subjects we study
Yes, sir.
as a part of the degree program, that comes as a course.
Okay, sir. Okay. Good, sir. Excellent, sir. Yes, sir. Those who are unaware, please use to aware the terminology of this program and course. Program is the discipline or the degree which you are going to do. BE, Electronics and Communication. BE, Electrical and Electronics. BE, Computer Science and Engineering. So BTech, Textile Technology. So these are all basically program. The program, the subjects, earlier days we used the terminology called subjects. Nowadays this is called courses. So electron devices, data structures, Python programming, so electrical machines, electrical circuits. So these are all basically the courses. So what will be the program educational objective? What will be the vision statement we have framed? How you are going to attain the vision that we have decided? Then how the programs, what are all the programs will be required to attain that vision? That is important. Accordingly, you have to fix the programs. Accordingly, you have to fix the program requirements. It is not necessary that every engineering college or every engineering institution or organization should always have the electronics and communication, electrical and electronics, mechanical, civil, computer science and engineering. It is not necessary that. You have to think of about your vision. What will be the requirement to achieve the vision? Accordingly, you have to decide what are all the programs required. Whether we are doing all these things, that and all a big question. What will be your vision? So whether what are all the requirement programs to achieve that vision, that is important. So I said no, the example which was given by Professor TGS, the institution vision is that to produce the export quality tribal products. So export quality tribal products, that is the objective of that particular institute. There, if I am going to give some of the program which is totally irrelevant to produce such kind of products, then the vision won't be achieved in the certain period. The vision we are mentioning, though, the vision should be attained or achieved within the certain period. That is important. The period may be 4 years or 6 years period we will just have. So accordingly, you have to fix the programs. So irrelevant programs, if you are fixing the programs which are totally irrelevant to your objective or your vision, then you never achieve the 90% or 80% of the vision. That is important. So program educational objective, each and every program which we are introducing in that particular institution should contribute to attain the vision. That is important. How you are going to design the program, how you are going to design the program. So both the terminology, design the program and decide the program. How are you going to decide the program? Those programs which are going to contribute to attain or achieve the vision which we have framed. Then how you are going to design the program? Let us assume in the tribal institute, they are interested to provide the computer science and engineering, or they are trying to design, or they are trying to introduce the mechanical engineering, or they are trying to introduce the electrical engineering program. What will be the objective of those programs? Objective of all these programs should contribute to attain the vision we are mentioning. What will be the vision of that particular institute? We mentioned that the vision of that particular institute is that to make or to produce the quality tribal products like broomsticks and other products like some of the back kind of things, or some of the medical components kind of things, that is Siddha products and other things we are mentioning, no? So those kind of products they have to mention. Export quality product has to be produced. So the computer science or the electrical engineering, what for how the program content should be designed. The available resources in that particular forest area or in that hilly area, that should be utilized for generating the electricity or a small machinery. So that is the objective of that particular program. The program should, for example, renewable energy sources. They are very good, let us assume that they are having a very good space for utilizing the solar energy, or always they are getting a good wind from one particular direction. So wind energy. So that kind of energy utilization may be the objective through which they are, without depending the infrastructure based energies, they have to generate the power, and the power may be utilized for creating or developing the products. What will be the role of the mechanical engineering there? The mechanical engineer, though we are teaching the fundamental courses, in addition to that, the resources available are the resources which are going to support to generate the quality products in the tribal places. So like that the program could be designed, and like that the program could be decided. There, if it is not required for civil, so then you can remove the civil program, or if it is computer science is not necessary for them, it is not necessary to introduce the computer science and engineering in that particular institution. So like that way only we have to. So all the programs, what are all the programs we are introducing, what are all the programs we are infusing in that particular organization or the particular institution should contribute towards your vision. That is important. Program educational objective we are mentioning. Each and every program, how it is going to contribute to achieve your vision. So normally, how many number of program educational objectives you are using here? Anyone can say? How many program educational objectives are you are using in your program? Any hard and fast rule is there? Yeah, please. Yes. Anyone can say?
Actually, sir, we don't have a restriction on PEOs, but as far as our concern, we have 4 PEOs.
Okay, sir. Okay, good, sir. Actually, normally we used to give 4 PEOs or 3 PEOs kind of thing we are giving. So there is no restriction, but nowadays for our convenience, for the NBA purpose, we are making it as 4 PEOs combining number of POs. So that is the basic idea, POs. So it's combining and contributing to the vision or mission, combining various POs. So it is not necessary to combine all the POs together if you are making it a single PO. So normally we used to give here 3 or 4 POs by combining. Actually 12 POs we used to give. So among the 12 POs, if you are combining 3 POs, then you can get 1 PO. So totally we will be getting 4 POs. If you are combining 4 POs together and if you are creating 1 PO, then you will be getting 3 POs. That depends. It is not necessary. There is no hard and fast rule that you have to stick on with 3 POs or 2 POs or 4 POs. Normally, in general, we used to give 3 to 4 POs by combining. What is program educational objective? All together, all will be focused towards giving the or achieving or attaining the vision. So that is basically program educational objective. So the important core of this outcome-based education, talking of about the program outcomes. So what is basically the program outcome? What is the objective? We mentioned that objective, what we are planning to achieve, how much portion of that outcome, how much of the target is attained. So that is basically the outcome and objective. So objective is the goal which you have set. Outcome is that what you have attained through the steps you have taken. So that is basically outcome. So if the outcome is happened, what will be the thing? If the outcome is attained, what will be the nature? If the outcome is not attained, what will be the nature? So what will happen if you are not attaining your outcome? Objective, not attaining your objective. Anyone can say? We mentioned that the target is that our students, all the students are to be placed in MNC companies, MNCs. About 100 students or 200 students are studying under your institution, but 150 students have been attained or have been placed in the MNCs, in the reputed MNCs. The remaining 50, the qualified remaining 50 have not attained or not got the placement under the MNCs. Then what you will conclude? Yeah, please. So you just tell whether these are all education. There is no 100% perfectness is required. The perfectness, if it is there, it is good and better. That means your vision is not properly attained, means your program educational objective somewhere in the program outcome or the course outcome or in the program educational objective, the modification is required. So what we have decided, what are all the programs should be introduced to attain the vision, we have decided and we have introduced. What will be the component of those programs, that also we have introduced. So then we are going to the program outcomes. We are going to attain each and every program. What are all the program outcomes? There only the important, the outcome-based education is talking much on this program outcomes. So it depends on the graduate attributes. In case if you are not attaining your vision after assessing the 4 or 5 years over the fixing of that particular vision, then you have to fine tune your program outcomes, or you have to fine tune your program educational objectives, or you have to modify your program. So that is basically we are used to say that map and assess. We are mentioning, no? So whether the vision is attained or not, whether the objective is attained or not, objectives are attained or not, that will be mapped by mapping these POs with POs, POs with mission, mission with vision. So these mapping or POs with vision, we will try to map. Similarly, POs with POs, similarly COs with POs, we will try to map. Then we will assess whether we are attaining all the factors. If not, where the lag is there, that you have to identify, there you have to modify, and again you have to redefine your vision. After modification, whether we have attained or we are going to achieve, after again 4 more years, we have to go and check whether the visions are attained. In that case, now your students are placed instead of 150, if it is improved to 180 or 190, then your program objectives or your program educational objectives or program outcomes are course outcomes are contributing to attain your vision. That is important. So there only the map and assess is coming into picture. Whether your program outcomes, okay, whether your program outcomes or the course outcomes contributed to achieve your vision. That we are trying to assess, okay, through that mapping technique. So there only the mapping is coming into picture. Whether all these program outcomes, course outcomes, program educational objectives contributed to your vision or not. Then what will be the program outcome? What are all the program outcomes available? What are all the expectations of this outcome based education? What the graduates should be after completing that program. So that is what we are used to say, this is reverse engineering. We are mentioning, no, initially we frame the vision of that institute, the steps required to achieve the vision we have designed. Then what we have decided, that to achieve that vision or to attain the goals framed by the vision, what are all the programs required? What will be the objective of that program? For example, for that only we have given the example like the tribal product, the export quality tribal product I need to manufacture or I need to produce through that particular organization by offering certain educational programs. So there I am just introducing the mechanical engineering, electrical engineering or electronics and communication engineering. What for we are going to use these, through which the programs, what are all the information should be learned by the users. There we are thinking that particular electrical and electronics engineering may contribute in utilizing the resources of that particular renewable energy resources of that particular environment or that particular forest or the hilly area. Solar energy, how it can be placed. A small river or the small water source is there. How we, whether any feasibility of generating the water-based electricity or any feasibility of utilizing the wind power for generating. Then what are all the machineries required to generate the export quality products with that available product of that particular forest and mountain area. Then the electronics and communication, the sensors and the small embedded system, how it can be contributing towards getting a good quality resources from that forest or the mountain. For example, you are giving some leaves or something from that place, whether that is a good leaf to prepare that particular component or the item. So that can be sensed. Or the conveyor kind of things, all these things, instead of doing a small step-by-step manpower, we'll try to make it as a machinery with the help of this kind of conveyor system to packing, producting and other things. So there things we will try to utilize the sensors to aid, to achieve or make the process with quality and simplifying the manpower. So that you have to, that core should be contributed or designed like that. So what for the mechanical machineries, various lathe and other things if you are going to design. So how it should be used in that particular geographical area, how it will be helping for the tribal people to produce such a good quality product. So that kind of programs you have to introduce. For example, if you are introducing civil engineering program, the tribal, there is no a proper surface. So there how the machineries which you have designed should be placed, how the beams and the pillars should be raised. So that kind of contribution should be discussed there. So in this way, we have decided the program educational objectives, how it is. So what are all the program outcomes? There we are defining the graduate attributes. So graduate attributes will help you to define the program outcomes. What are all the program outcomes? Normally, in general, we are trying to expect. Professor TGS totally categorize the entire 12 graduate attributes into 3 major groups. One will be, he used to say, that is core engineering knowledge. The another group will be decided as behavior. The third group will be decided as skill. So the entire 12 graduate attributes will be divided into that is basically core engineering knowledge. Skills, then we used to say that is behavior. So the graduate should possess, these are all the core engineering knowledge after studying a particular program. The graduate should attain, these are all the behaviors after studying that particular program. The graduate should have, these are all the attributes of skill after studying that particular program. So core, behavior and skill of the graduates will be defined through your program outcomes. So here we are going to talk of about the program outcomes. Program outcome defines the quality of your product. So that is nothing but your graduate attributes. So these graduate attributes will contribute to your program outcomes. The program outcomes will contribute to your program educational objective. So that is the basic idea. So here course and course outcomes will contribute to your program outcomes. So there will be the specific program specific outcome we used to say in between that COs and POs. We used to say that is PSOs we used to say. So PSOs will be the program specific outcome where it is going to be instituted. If there is no facility is available or these are all the excess facility available, those things may be aided or supplement to achieve the program outcome. Program specific outcomes. We are mentioning the program specific outcomes. So here the course outcomes are the micro level, program outcomes are the broader level. So these two will be majorly contribute to each other. So micro level we used to say this is course outcomes. Macro levels may be the program outcomes. So when compared to these two, this is basically objective. We used to say program educational objective, not outcome. Okay, the goal framed in the program. So that is whether the program objectives are attained through the program outcomes, that we are going to assess. So map and assess. So here we used to say what is basically program outcomes, what are all the attributes will be there, that we will try to say here. So basically the program outcomes, the graduate attributes, program outcomes are infused with the graduate attribute. That should be remembered. I think graduate attributes also you are having a separate session. Even though that these are all interlinked with each other, I am just giving you a gist. There you may be getting a elaborated information. So we mentioned, we have categorized the entire 12. Normally we used to say here 12 graduate attributes that was defined by the Washington Accord. So outcome based education depends on the Washington Accord, we should remember. So here 12 graduate attributes are defined. So particularly for engineering college institutions, they are mentioning 12. This may be restricted to 10 for the polytechnic systems nowadays. Whether any change is there, we need to explore. Here in the among the 12, 4 will be dedicated for your engineering, core engineering concept formation. So you can see here the first basic core engineering attribute is nothing but engineering knowledge. The second one is problem analysis. The third one is design and development of solutions. The fourth one is investigation of complex problems. All these 4 will be, we will detail bit later, we will detail what it is, what are all the information behind these 4 attributes. So these are all the 4 attributes: engineering knowledge, problem analysis, design and development of solutions, investigation of complex problems. All these 4 will be basically what we can say, that is core engineering concept formation. These are all engineering knowledge required through a particular program. Then the skills we mentioned, so here modern tool usage, that is a skill. Environment and sustainability, that is a skill, how you are going to use. So again, communication, that is also a skill. Project management and finance, that is also a skill. So these 4, S5 to S12. What is this 5, 7, 10, 12? The graduate attributes stipulated by the outcome-based education or the Washington Accord will be in one particular order. So in that order, the 7th statement concentrates on environment and sustainability. So that will be fall under the category of skill. It was categorized as skill. So similarly, the 10th statement of your graduate attribute as per your OBE, that will be talking of about the communication, that is the nature of the skill. So similarly, the 12th statement of your OBE graduate attributes talking of about project management and finance, that is basically the category of the skill. Similarly, engineer and society, ethics, individual and teamwork, lifelong learning, these are all called behaviors of all these things. So all these 12 graduate attributes contributes for 12 POs. We mentioned that POs are 4 and POs will be 12 normally for engineering college. This is the standard. It is not necessary to stick with the 12. It can be extended to 14 or it may be reduced to 10, but preferably 12 for the NBA documentation purpose we are using. So each, how we are restricting it to 12, to each statement has to contribute, right? So each statement, modern tool usage may contribute one program outcome, which relates to your modern tool usage. Environment and sustainability alone we are talking, so that may be one program outcome. That program outcome may infuse this graduate attribute. So that is the basic idea here. So modern tool usage, environment and sustainability, communication, project management, these 4 basically called that is skill. So behavior, engineer and society, ethics, individual teamwork, lifelong learning, these are all basically called behavior. So we will be detail about these things after 5 minutes break. Now time is 11:05. We'll break for 5 minutes. 11:10 we will be back and we'll try to start to discuss about the program outcomes in detail. outcome is your focus, that you should infuse through your course outcome. So that's what, in this way, course outcome contributes to your program outcome. So program outcome contributes to your program educational objective. That is what this figure is coming here. Course outcome contributes to your program outcome. Program outcome contributes to your program educational objectives. Program educational objectives contribute to your vision and mission. So if the fixed target is not attained after the assessing 4 or 5 years, then the problem is there in your course outcome or program outcomes or program educational objectives. So again, you have program educational objectives. There only the concept of curriculum revision is coming. Again, you have to wait for the 3 to 4 years. After 4 years, whether the students are, after completing the graduation, whether the students are placed according to your vision, we have to check if it is attained. Your vision or your program educational objectives, outcomes, and the course outcomes are perfect. It is not necessary. So here, core logic, core basis, real world problems will play a role in contributing the course outcomes. These are all the micro level component of your each, and we are mentioning. So here, as per the NBA document category, I would like to ask here, what will be your, how many number of program educational objectives? Normally we used to give 4 or 3. How many number of program outcomes? We used to give only 12 program outcomes. How many number of course outcomes we can able to give? For each course we will try to give 4 or 5, or according to the number of units we are trying to give the number of outcomes to the particular course. That is unit outcome, like that we can able to say here, unit or the module outcome we can able to say. So here 5 and 6 we are defining, it is not necessary. Our Professor TGS always used to mention a course outcome, a particularly 5 or 6 unit outcome we are mentioning. You just think of about the unit of the first unit of your C program may be concentrating on the data types, may be concentrating on operators, may be concentrating on your standard IOs. But if you are making it as a single outcome, is it meaningful? It is not necessary. For example, data types alone contribute one outcome. Similarly, the operators can alone contribute one outcome. Standard IOs can contribute one outcome. So like that, the micro level outcomes will be coming. So episodic delivery is required. Each episodic delivery, that is core, whenever we are trying to deliver a episodic delivery, that is 10 to 15 minutes is optimal. So entire 50 minutes duration will be splitted into 3 or 4 particles. 12 minutes if you are taking, that is 4 into 12, 48 minutes. So that can be 2 minutes maybe given for attendance. So every 12 minutes you have to take a small content you have to deliver. Again, you may ask, if it is a big derivation part, sir, 1 hour it is not sufficient. We are going to use more than 2 hours may be required to define a thermodynamic principles and derivation related derivations if you are stating. So you have to split into the micro level, you have to teach, and you have to give a break by giving small kind of what we can say, a small kind of activities to your students. That activities also related to your content, what you are going to deliver and deliberate in the classroom. In addition to improvising the knowledge, in addition to you are going to improvise these kind of skills and behaviors. That is also important. So in this way you have to infuse. So what will be your focus? For example, if the students are studying under IIT, there you need not concentrate much on communication skill. There you can give less emphasis to the communication skill, and you can give more emphasis on the engineering, design, and other things. So the students of IIT students are not having following much ethics, are not following teamwork. Then you have to give more emphasis on the ethics and teamwork during their regular teaching. So it is not necessary to concentrate much on communication skill or modern tool usage. According to the requirement, of your students to attain the vision. All these things will be linked together. When your vision is not attained in the expected level, you have to fine tune your POs and POs. PSOs also the program specific outcomes that depends on the program and together with the environment where you are offering that program. That is also, for example, in Pollachi, if I am offering a program on the transport, then there you can able to infuse the skill-oriented training to the program. So there you are emphasizing the transport, automobile industry related skill-oriented training you can infuse. This is program-specific outcome. You are offering that is mechanical engineering program or automobile engineering program at Pollachi or Namakkal. There lot of transport vehicles are there. Particularly we are having these kind of lorries and other kind of long heavy vehicles are available. So there, that kind of skill oriented training you have to infuse. That is program specific outcome. You are offering a program on automobile or mechanical engineering. There you are in. So here you are offering a program at IT corridors here. Computer science and engineering. There you can able to give some of the networking, Cisco oriented programs. So value added program kind of thing you can offer. So program specific outcome we are concentrating. So these are all about your PSOs, POs, COs. All this that is PO, CO is the foremost, the basic component which will contribute to your PSO and PO. PO is program outcome. 12 numbers normally we used to give based on the 12 graduate attributes. Particularly those graduate attributes will be categorized as skill, behavior and core engineering. So these 12 program outcomes will contribute to 4 program educational objectives. So that particular program educational objective may mingle with engineering knowledge, may be combined with communication skill and individual and teamwork. You can make it as a single statement. So you will be getting 3, that is 1 behavior, 1 skill and 1 engineering. You can combine and you make it as a program educational objective and you can produce. These program educational objectives will contribute to your what? That is your vision and mission statement. So this is the way we can able to map and we can able to teach and we can able to implement the outcome based education in your classroom environment and the role of these COs, POs and POs. I hope you may be getting more exposure on this kind of assessment and mapping will be in the future classes. In addition with you may be getting some exposure on how to gather the input on the graduate attributes. So here in this session we have just related what are all the components of outcome based education, vision, mission, PEO, PO, CO. I have initially concentrated much on vision because without knowing the role of the vision and mission, you can't able to understand the PEOs, POs and POs, COs. Then we have concentrated on the graduate attributes, where the graduate attributes contributed the program outcomes. Program outcomes are the graduate attributes, normally we used to say. So that program outcomes is getting contribution from the course outcomes. So course outcomes are nothing but a particular subject classroom delivery. It is a episodic delivery. Each and every episodic delivery we will be getting a part of your course outcome. If you are combining a variety of parts of episodic delivery course outcomes, we can able to get a normal course outcome. Actually, that we can use to say here in this pyramid, you can able to say course learning outcomes, CLO, student learning outcomes also we used to say. So each and every small delivery, episodic delivery we should know, that is basically called knowledge structures. Authentic task, we used to give a threshold. Every classroom delivery, every knowledge structure, we will give a centralized focus on what concept I am going to deliver. What will be the objective of that particular delivery? Whether I am going to focus on communication skill or I am going to